Marvel Games in 2023 is set to unleash one of the most highly anticipated games of the year with Marvel's Spider-Man 2. With recent hits like Marvel's Midnight Suns and Guardians of the Galaxy, things are looking good for the future, and when you consider that Wolverine is on the horizon, it's looking even better. But unfortunately, there is one project among many Marvel games that have been received well that's not received as well, and that's of course the Avengers game. And it looks like it's about to stop support and be left to flounder indefinitely as soon as next week. And the announcement is imminent. It's kind of crazy to think about how much of a winning streak Marvel has had with video games over the course of the last decade. And then you look at, the ones that are obviously sticking out like a sore thumb. Obviously, the big one being Marvel's Avengers. And that game, well, you know the story by now. I don't think I need to recount the entire thing, but just for the sake of it, I will quickly sum it up. Microtransactions, games as a service, and essentially shifting focus multiple times and making the grind even worse, having no end game, still to this day making it hard to team up with your friends, and of course, some of the worst, most egregious monetization in a video game I've ever seen. Like, it is absolutely abysmal that they want you to pay like 15 to 20 bucks per skin, per character. I mean, it's just, look, it was bad from the start. I talked about it in terms of what I knew before the game was ever even shown to the public playable, and those gameplay videos, and there was a lot of heat I got, but I was telling people this is a games as a service, and I'm hearing from my friends and some other developers that they know that it was going to be pretty bad, and that this thing, unless it's a huge hit on day one and sells astronomically well, they would be cutting support. And that's exactly what we're hearing now. So essentially, insiders, specifically the first one to report this, which is Miller Ross, is saying that as soon as next week, Crystal Dynamics is announcing the end of the game, and that this is it. It will stay up running as long as possible, but the digital version of the game will be removed by the end of the year. There will be no more updates. There will be no giant, changes, DLC characters, or anything like that. Essentially, what they're going to do, and I can't believe this comparison keeps being made, but my God, it's so true. They're going to Anthem this game. It's going to be one final patch, and you just let it sit out there. And if people are playing it, as long as the servers are up, fine. Some of these people might buy a couple things, so it's passive income. But it's going to be left out there to more or less just survive up until there's less than 100 people playing, and then they go, okay, we got to pull the plug. And it could be a year from now, could be 2 years from now, could be 5 years from now. You don't know, but the support for the game is ending, and that's it. Unfortunate, because the game had potential and had promise, but the forced insistence on making this thing something that could rake in money over and over again and not focusing on a single player game that's good, filled with tons of content, they dug their own grave. And hopefully the next attempt at the Avengers is better, but this one probably even hurt the name too much that people aren't going to trust it again. So it's probably going to be a while.